Hello everybody, it's the old bear from the old bear's den of Bigfoot again, and as promised I'm going to release another video this week. We got two more stories I'm going to do this weekend on the Discord channel at 9 o'clock on Saturday night, if at all possible. I have to go and do a thing with William Jevning on Saturday afternoon with a person I went to help in North Carolina about her Bigfoot, and to get proof for her for the Southern Belle. So we're going to be doing a thing on that on William Jevning's channels on Saturday. Don't know when it'll be out, but they will have it, and they can tape it, and y'all take a listen to it. Anyway, please check the channels that I support. There's a new one on there. The Squatching Cowboy. I've been watching his videos all day today, and he does a wonderful job. You will like it. He's like me. He don't pull any punches. He don't say everything's Bigfoot. He tries everything before he does it. And I'm going to try to get him on the channel this weekend to get an interview with him. And hopefully we'll have that for you next week too. Just a little insight for the next videos coming out, the next two that's coming out. One is a story of the White Earth tribe of the Chippewa, which is up near Michigan. I got permission to put this out from one of the members of the tribe. He got permission through the elders to tell this story. That'll be coming out next week. And also, I have a viewer that called me, and we talked, and she told me of her story of seeing Bigfoot in Colorado. So, and what happened to her over a camping trip she took in Colorado. So I hope y'all enjoy that too. But tonight's story comes to you from southwest Georgia, near Boston, Georgia. The gentleman that I spoke to, been speaking to him for quite a long time, and he's a very nice gentleman. He's a brother in Christ, and his story is interesting to me, and I hope y'all find it interesting too. Well, let's start off with giving you a little background. Back when he was a young person, a young guy, around 9-10 years old, him and his cousin would go out in evenings to try to shoot a deer. Well, back then you had to live with what you could get off the land and what you could grow on the land. So in order, they went out a few times, and they were doing this just to help feed their families. Young boys, doing something like this, as well as I do. They're 9 years old, they don't know enough. 9, 10 years, 11 years old, don't know enough to kill a deer. All they have was shotguns that wouldn't do the job anyway. They'd have to be really close. At that age, they don't have enough woodsman skills to, at least I don't believe they did, to get that close to a deer. So no harm, no foul. Anyway, they heard something, and they heard something paralleling them through the woods. Now, neither one of them got to see this creature because it scared them at their young age, and they ran home. So that kind of starts as a little adventure into the realm of Bigfoot. But back in 2013, about Christmas time, they come to this road that tees up going back home, him and his wife. They had their little little dog, in the truck with them. And I say it's a little child because, people get attached to their pets. And I do too. But anyway, the dog starts going nuts. Well, his wife is looking straight across the road. He's looking up to the left and looked to the right, and then they smelt something, or something caught his eye, or something happened. And he was looking up the road to the right, and there was a guy walking down the road towards this intersection. And he looked straight ahead in the headlights. Guess what he saw? Now, the ditch that this thing was standing in across the road from him, there at the T intersection, is about 7 foot deep. They could see the chest up of this thing. Now, this is in Georgia. That would put it at 9-10 feet. Definite Bigfoot, not a dog man, Bigfoot. His wife was telling him, "We got to go. Let's go. She couldn't hardly talk because of it. Then a week or two later, or some time later, they were coming through there, and they ended up seeing another one. Now, let me give you a little background on the area that they were at. Now, the county they're in has dumpsters there that come and get picked up once or twice a week, and all the locals threw their trash out into those dumpsters. Leftover food, stuff like that, old furniture, just stuff that they couldn't get rid of at their house. So they did this for quite a long time. And after 2013, he started wondering, were these things getting in that dumpster? Because there's always trash out on the ground, bags ripped open, stuff of that nature. So that was a possible draw for the Bigfoot to come in there. And there was an electric substation there. Now, why I mentioned the electric substation, about 1.5 years ago, the state, or the county one, put a light up at that intersection. Big light. And because they put that light up, you could speculate on that. Don't know why the state does a lot of things, but I would say it's probably because they were having trouble with Bigfoot in that area, getting into dumpsters. The guys that come and pick the dumpsters up probably have seen them in there late at night, early in the morning when they're picking up the dumpsters. And other people had seen them and made reports. And so they decided to put a light up. But here's the thing. They took added precaution. They put a fence around where they had the dumpsters with barbed wire on top facing out to keep anything from getting in. The electric substation put up a fence around the substation and put a guard there at night. Now, he talked to some of the guards. They'd heard growls. They had heard things. Some of them had probably seen Bigfoot, but they up and quit the next morning after seeing one of these things. They just leave. They call their boss, tell them I quit and I'm going home. Now, in the 5.5 year span, or 7 year span, they ended up seeing about 5 Bigfoot. One night, the wife and their son was coming back from town. They went and got pizza to bring back to the house for everybody to, to have pizza that night. And they, well, got to the intersection, and lo and behold, there is a baby Bigfoot running around, and another Bigfoot with it. They saw 2 there that night, so there's 3. Now they've seen a total of 5. They were in the year of early 2014. They were coming up the road. He had just turned right off that road, off from the one road right to T section, and this guy comes flying up behind him, doing probably 55 miles an hour, speeding, flying up that road. He said it happens all the time. And this guy went around him, got up there probably a couple hundred yards in front of him, and nosedived his car. He didn't see what ran in front of him, in front of the car, but he knew it wasn't deer because he hadn't seen a deer there in 3 or 4 years. There were no deer around there. And Louisiana's got a bunch of deer. No deer. Seeing Bigfoot, you can put 2 and 2 together yourselves. Anyway, one night they went down there and down to the dumpsters, throw some trash away, and he got out and was throwing trash in the dumpsters and decided to take a leak. He stepped to the back of the dumpsters before the fence went up. Now the next thing he remembers, he's standing there taking a leak, and all of a sudden he falls over. He don't know what hit him. Nothing hit him. They didn't throw anything at him. Something, he said it sounded like a growl, but a very low-pitched growl. And I asked him, I said, did you think that maybe you got hit with infrasound because you blacked out? Was it a medical condition? Man's not got sugar. Didn't at the time. So I say he got hit with infrasound because they didn't like him being there taking a leak near the dumpsters. They didn't like him marking the territory. Had rocks thrown at him at the dumpsters. Him and his wife be sitting down there waiting for Bigfoot to cross the road and stuff at night, and so they can see him again and get rocks started at their truck and so on and so forth. Now the area around this is swamps and forest. But the thing is, after the state put all that fence up and that light up and all that, he told me one other thing. Well, a couple of things actually. There's an animal control place just up the road. Now, feed has been coming up missing for quite a long time around there. And it got worse after they put the fence up around the dumpsters and around the substation. It got worse. Then come to find out that his neighbor, who has ducks, chickens, and pens, and the locks on these pens, you have to use your hands. You have to have an opposable thumb to open them. Well, Bigfoot's pretty smart, so he figured out how to open the darn things. Well, the guy, his neighbor, is finding the duck's heads, the chicken heads, the goose heads, laying on top of their pens, and there ain't no feathers laying around. Not like a fox getting in there, or a coon. Coon can't open the door to the coop. There's no holes dug around it because he's got it fixed to where you can't dig around it. So something with hands has to go in there and rip these things' heads off, kill them instantly, and then take them out of there. He's not had any problem with people coming on his property. And so y'all take it for what it is. And that's his story. So things are going on in Louisiana, or in Georgia, down around Boston. When you go outside, watch your back at night. Carry a gun. Or make sure your place is lit up like it's freaking the Strip in Vegas. So, y'all be safe in Georgia. And that's the story for today. There'll be a couple more coming next week, maybe 3. So stay tuned, guys. Doing the best I can, one-eyed and everything. We love y'all. May God bless each and every one of you. And like I said, we love y'all. Thank you, friends. Bye-bye.